What's up everybody, my name is Rusty. I'm a social media specialist and photographer here at Studio Center, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an image that looks like this. Spring is in the air, which means that we are all about to get back outside, finally, and that means that we're going to be taking some more landscape photos, beach photos, whatever it may be. So this is a really cool way to flex for your Instagram a little bit and take those photos to the next level. This tutorial should take you all of 5 minutes once you figure it out. So the first thing that we are going to do is start with our background layer. I got this photo off of Pexels. It's a really good site to just get photos to use for practice in Photoshop. So we are going to make a new layer by hitting Shift-Command-N on our keyboard. You don't have to make any changes here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is utilize our rulers, your guides down to about where you think you might want your bubble to be. Right about there, this center point or this center point, whichever one looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and use the elliptical marquee tool. I'm going to choose this point here. I'm going to hold down the Alt key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to drag out a circle to about the size that I want the bubble to be. All right, here looks good. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to fill this circle with black. Now I'm done with these guides, so what I want to do is hit Command semicolon. That's going to get rid of the guides. Then I'm going to hit Command D on the keyboard to get rid of this selection for now. The next thing that we're going to do is click our background layer and hit Command J. That's going to make a duplication of the background layer that we're going to drag on top of that black circle. Now we're going to head up to Filter and Distort and Spherize. This is what's going to help start taking the background layer and turning it into that bubble shape. So we're going to leave this set to 100 to get it as spherical as we can. Once this is a ball shape, we're going to hit Command T, and we're going to resize this to fit inside of this black circle. So I'll usually start by lining up the top edge, then holding Shift on my keyboard to free transform to get the other edges where I need them to be. That looks good. Bottom looks good. All right, great. So go ahead and hit Enter to accept that transform. And then the next thing, with this layer still selected, you're going to hold down Command and you're going to click on this black circle. That's going to bring up the selection that we had around that black circle. Now we're going to hit the layer mask icon to clear these edges. And now we're going to have a perfect circle of our background spherized. We're not done with this though. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the photo itself is selected, and we're going to Command click this black circle again to bring the selection back. Now we're going to go to Filter, Distort, and Twirl. 50% is usually enough to get this effect right, but you can do more if you want to go crazy with it. So that little bit of a twirl looks pretty good. With this selection still active, we're going to go ahead and hit Shift-Command-N on the keyboard again to make another layer. Now we're going to hit B to get to our brush tool. Make sure that you're using a soft brush with the hardness set to 0. The size will just kind of depend on whatever size bubble you're choosing to do. So we are going to do a little bit of black here on the bottom. And then we're going to hit X on the keyboard to switch the brush to white. We're going to do a little bit of white here on the top. This is going to create sort of a shadow highlight type thing to give the bubble some shape. So we are going to change the blend mode on these to soft light. And then you can mess around with the opacity to get it kind of where you want it. I'm going to leave it at 100 because this photo is really contrasty, so I want the bubble to be as dramatic as it can possibly be. Now that section is done, you're going to hit Shift-Command-N to make one more layer. Go back to your brush tool with the white brush selected, and you're going to make one single highlight somewhere in your bubble. Like right about there looks pretty good. So I'm going to change the blend mode on this one to overlay, and then we're going to drag the opacity back about to, you know, whatever point looks relatively natural. I feel like right here looks good. You can still see the highlight in the bubble, but it's not overbearingly bright or anything like that. Now we can hit Command D to go ahead and deselect the black circle layer. We're going to go ahead and hide it to get rid of any black edges that may have been around our bubble. And then on our spherized photo layer, we're going to double click that, Then we're going to go to inner glow and leave this blend mode to overlay. You can change your opacity to whatever you think looks the best. And for the size as well, you can change this to whatever you think looks the best. All right, so this is already looking pretty good, but there's one more small thing that we can do to add to the overall realism of this bubble. So we're going to make one more new layer by hitting Shift Command N on our keyboard. Then we're gonna go back to our brush tool, make sure that it's set to black, and you're gonna make just one dot anywhere. Now we're gonna hit Command T, hold down Shift, and we're gonna squash this dot down to about here. Then you're gonna drag it into the center of the bubble. This is gonna give it that shadow, like it's really floating over the road type effect. The only other thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna mess with the fill of the shadow, make it look a little bit more real, like you can see the road through it. And yeah, right there is your finished image. This is pretty cool. There are some unique things that you can do with this. I went ahead and I did one more that's in a beach type setting. These look really cool anywhere. You can shoot a photo on your neighborhood street and do this. You can do this in the park. You can blow bubbles in any landscape anywhere. It's a really cool, fun Photoshop tutorial that once you get down pat will take you all of 5 minutes to do. It'll take your Instagram up to the next level. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one. I hope you all enjoy this. Have fun with it. Later.